Hello everyone, my name is Chirag Patil and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first YouTube video and I am super excited about this journey. So I am creating a YouTube playlist where we will dive into a fascinating world of machine learning. In this series, we will explore different type of machine learning, understand each model with the mathematics behind it and develop geometric intuition for how this model works. But that's not all. After we learn theory, we will implement this model from scratch using Python. Then we will compare our implementation with industry standard libraries like scikit-learn to see how close we can get to professional optimized version. So without further delay, let's start today's topic. What is machine learning? So before we dive into topic, please make sure to like, share and subscribe my channel and don't forget to click notification icon so you get updates on my all upcoming videos. Your support means a lot to me and it will help to grow. Alright, so what is exactly machine learning? So if I say in simple term, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence and that enables computer to learn from the data and make decision or any kind of prediction, right, without being explicitly programmed. So we are not programming to do some task, but model will learn from the data. So imagine you are teaching a child to recognize a fruit. So instead of providing each category of the fruit and explaining each fruit in detail, we can just simply show a fruit image or fruit to the child, and over the period of time the child can able to understand which fruit it is, right? So this is all about machine learning. So if I say, so machine learning is broadly categorized in three categories. So there are three categories. The first is, just a minute. Okay. So first is supervised machine learning. Second is unsupervised. And third is reinforcement learning. Right? So let's talk about supervised and unsupervised. So supervised and unsupervised machine learning are different how they are using the data itself. So in supervised machine learning, we have labeled data. So we have data and corresponding label itself, right? In unsupervised learning, we don't have labels. We have only data and we have to categorize. So if I say some example of supervised machine learning, so it can be classify a email into spam or non-spam, or the classify fruit in its category, whether it is apple or banana. In unsupervised learning, we are grouping our data, so if they are similar, they will combine one group, right? So if I show some example about data, let's see here. So here if you see, if I am providing data like this image of watermelon and corresponding label. So here there is image of pear and corresponding label. So it is label data. So we have corresponding image and label as well, right? So you will feed this kind of data and model will classify this if it will receive this kind of image. So model can able to understand this is kiwi, right? So if I say about unsupervised data set, which is unlabeled data set, so see this image. So here we don't have any kind of label, but if you see this image carefully, you can group some kind of fruits in same categories, right? So by seeing, you can see this is one kind of category of fruits, this is one kind of category of fruit, but what is this fruit we don't know, but we know the similarities they have, so we can combine that group in, right? This is, we can say, one kind of group, this is one kind of group. So you can make group of data which is similar, so it is going into the unsupervised learning. So if we understand this, let's move to the slide again, right? So if in supervised machine learning algorithm, we have two kind of problem statement. first is, sorry, let me erase this and write it again. So first is classification, second is regression, right, for the supervised machine learning. So what is the classification? So if you have finite number of classes or finite number of example, like it belong to this class. So if I talk about that fruit classification, right, so we have some kind of, let's say, 10 to 20 fruits we have to classify. So it would be in the classification problem, like if say spam or not, right, let's say spam or harm, or let's say we are predicting who will win the match, right, so there are two teams, we have to just select one, so it could be binary classification, right. And the regression is if we are predicting something continuous variable. So let's say if I say we have to predict stock market price, right, so it would be continue, you have some number, let's say 800.9, and for next sample you will have some 20.5, right. So these are some continuous number. So when you are predicting continuous number, so it would be in the regression case, right. And whenever you are dealing with some predefined categories or some classes which are finite, so you can treat that problem with the classification. So in supervised machine learning there are two kind of problem statements are there, classification and regression, and it will be defined based on the target level. If it is numerical and continuous, so we can consider it as a regression. And if it is finite number of classes are there, whether it will be numerical or boolean or any categories, we will process them accordingly. But if there is a finite class, then we can say it is a classification problem, right. And if we talk about unsupervised learning, so there are technique called clustering. Clustering. So clustering is nothing but we are grouping similar item into one cluster, or one kind of, we are making one kind of group where all similar items are there. As we see in that fruit example, we are grouping similar kind of fruits in one cluster, right. So it don't require any kind of labels, it will cluster accordingly or make a group of uh, similar items, and then we can analyze that item and provide the label as well, or we can just consider that group and target it. So one of the example of clustering we can say is customer segmentation. So if we see customer segmentation, so we can divide, let's say there is one company which is marketing company, right, and they want to run some campaign. So they want what are their exact target, right. So let's say they have some very expensive product to sell, right, and they have to market them. So what they will do, they will divide that customer, or they will make group of customer which are very likely to buy that product based on the previous purchase history, their social media and their other information. Based on that they will create a group, and then they will target that particular group for particular product. So it will use for clustering, right. And there is third machine learning type is reinforcement learning. We are not going into deep for the reinforcement learning because we are focusing on supervised and unsupervised. So reinforcement learning is basically work on reward maximization. So there will be one agent who will do one task, we will provide a feedback. If it is doing good job, we will provide a reward, otherwise we will we will provide punishment that. So currently we are not going into that, we will focus on supervised and unsupervised learning in this whole playlist. Okay, so that's all for the today's topic. In next video we are going to get familiar with some key terminologies that are essential to understand and working with the machine learning models, like labels, feature, training set, testing set and validation set. So stay tuned for the next video and make sure you like, share and subscribe my channel, and please press bell icon to get notified as soon as I release the new video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.